How's it going, guys? It's Joe. Welcome to the channel. Today's going to be another Grand Arena matchup, and it's going to be interesting as I had my mate Anton set my defense for me, so thank you so much, Anton. And just very quickly on the overview here, guys, we're pretty matched up in GP. I'm going against Mio here. Pretty matched in mods as well, and it looks like he's got a little bit more experience than me in terms of GA stats. And just having a look at his roster here, guys, this gent has got both Kylo Ren and REY. Although it seems like he's working on his REY at the moment, so it should be a fairly interesting matchup here, guys. So maxed out Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and no ultimate on REY as of yet. In the top here, he's got a Shakti-led clones, Bounty Hunters and Night Sister. At the bottom, he's got an Asajj lead with Nest. He's got Kylo Ren and Newt Gunray. So presumably there's gonna be a REY here somewhere in the back line. So to start off with, we're gonna go with our JTR matchup against that Kylo Ren. So I'm sure you guys already know, but the key here is try and control the battle. And in order to do that, you want to be able to keep passing turn meter onto JTR, getting BB-8 to sway, and that way you can get to her third ability, which allows you to just remove turn meter from all of these first order opponents, just like that. So you want to remove turn meter off Kylo Ren Unmasked, and you want to try and pop exposes as much as you can with R2. Keeping in mind here that you want to save REY's second ability for both Kylo Ren's, as you essentially want to apply the healing immunity. And once that is applied, these guys aren't able to regenerate as much as they can. So regardless of relic levels on these two, you should be able to beat them with a JTR team, even with lower relic levels. And these guys hit pretty decently, as you're about to see. They're gonna get R2 down to the yellow. OG Kylo Ren is a really solid character, guys. So if you guys went for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, he's not a wasted relic. He's still pretty solid on GAC defense as well as offense. Although at this point, I'm just gonna keep controlling his turn meter and keep stunning him with R2 here as well. For the 51 banner win there. So I had a pretty creative idea here, guys, against this Nest team. I haven't been able to use Boba Fett lead in a while. However, if the opposing team doesn't have a pre-taunt and you know exactly what to use and how much damage you're going to be able to apply, that's actually a good team to use. Although I'm going to start with CLS here against this Newt-led team with Droideka and Sith Empire Trooper. I'm going to start by stunning Droideka here and trying to get him out of the way as soon as I possibly can, as if I leave him for later on, he's going to apply so much damage to our team. And at this point, this team has no chance of winning. Now for the top team here, I decided to use Boba Fett lead, as his contract actually states that you've just got to drop the character on the opposing team that takes the first turn. Now in this case, it's going to be Asajj Ventress. She's going to be the fastest just because of her unique. And since she's Relic 3, she's not going to be able to survive the damage on our Mandalorian characters. Now that's a pretty solid nest with a crit avoidance arrow. However, I don't think she will be a match for our Mandalorians here. And it really helps that you've actually got an additional 50% critical damage under Boba Fett lead. To start off with, I've got Mandalorian modded the fastest, and I'm going to pass this assist on to Jango. So Asajj takes the first turn, and I'm just going to use all my abilities on her and get my payout as quickly as I possibly can. I got the execute down, and Daka's not going to be able to revive her, which is awesome. At this point, we're going to go straight for Daka here. Unfortunately, I didn't have crit damage up or crit chance up, so I could not use the disintegrate there. However, my Mandos had enough DPS to drop nest as well. In the backline is REY. That's gear 12 at the moment. Geonosians, a Dooku-led separatist squad. So we're going to go straight for REY, and we're going to utilize our other first order characters here. Just looking at the resistance hero speeds here, and as you can see, it's a pretty typical resistance hero mod where resistance hero Finn is a little bit quicker than Poe, and Poe is modded predominantly for offense. And I was having second thoughts at this point, as I probably could have used gas against this team, but I didn't want to take that chance. So similar strategy here, we're going to go straight for Finn. Going to pass some turn meter on Kylo Ren here, and I'm going to use my AoE to drop Finn. She uses her whirlwind and drops first order officer, but we're going to go straight for REY here on that assist, which drops her as well. So this gentleman has held on to his Kylo Ren on offense as well. Just having a look at the mods of the Geos here as well, as I'm thinking of using my Traya Scion combination against this team. However, there's more menacing teams up here at the top. And typically in 3v3, a lot of the opponents that I've been facing lately like to place this Palpatine-led Sith squad with Malak and BSF. This team holds really well on defense, guys, and from what I've seen, the most effective counter to this is JKR with Grandmaster Yoda. That's a pretty decent speed on that BSF. So what I had in mind here was that I wanted to mark BSF quickly and get her out of the game as soon as I possibly can, and then work my way towards Malak here. So once I've been able to mark her, I can just continually use all my special abilities to try and get her health as low as I possibly can, but since it's 3v3, the mark doesn't last very long, unfortunately. I gotta wait for it to cycle around again and then utilize it. I'm slowly chipping away on her health there, and Emperor Palpatine procs Savior on JKR there. And we actually lose Grandmaster Yoda fairly early, which is why we really need to have Jolie on this team to get those revives going. So this is the annoying bit where most our characters will get feared, unfortunately, every time they attack Malak. I'm going to try and keep chipping away at Malak's health here. Now this Malak is actually modded for tenacity, and I wasn't sticking any of my stuns. So I was really hoping to get at least one stun at one point. However, that wasn't the case here, and it was just really unfortunate for me as my Jedi kept on surviving and I wasn't losing any of them. However, I was quickly running out of time, as you can see here. And as you can see here guys, towards the end, it looks like we've got another cleanup crew that we've got to set up for this solo Malak, as we were gonna time out. Which is really unfortunate, as I was hoping for a couple of stuns to get through. That would have helped our cause there. So looking at my next strategy here guys, I wanted to move on to the next battle and just give myself time to think about what team I want to use against that solo Malak. And as there's still a Shakti led clones here at the top, I decided to use General Skywalker, Ahsoka and ARC Trooper here. And Rex is always going to be fast, so he takes the first turn. However, they don't have enough DPS here, as they're slowly whittling on General Skywalker's protection. And we're going to really quickly target 5s here and get him out of the way. And they all pretty much die from counterattacks there for 53 banners. So in the back line here, guys, we've still got a couple of separatist lineups to go against. And luckily I've saved my Treya and Scion combination for that Geonosian team in the back. And I just decided to add on Old Ben as well for the ability blocks, as well as if he does die, then I can get some buffs on Treya and Scion. However, as you can see here, guys, these Geos weren't as troublesome, as they weren't modded that optimal for this particular GAC. Got rid of Geonosian Spy there, and I'm gonna quickly get rid of Brood Alpha here as well. So it's a pretty straightforward matchup here, guys. And I do like to work my way down, as I like to battle the harder opponents, with the more menacing opponents, and work my way to the weakest ones, and that way it'll be easier to clean up later on. So I decided to clean up this solo Malik with my Thrawn-led team here of Nihilus and Phasma. Phasma is just here to add a little bit of turn meter to the team. So get a little bit of turn meter going, try and get a speed down, which didn't happen. I'm gonna try and get my maneuverability here and get to fracture yet again. I'm slowly getting closer to annihilate here. Gonna pass this turn meter onto Nihilus, and just one more turn gets me the annihilate. Now the trouble with 3v3, guys, is if you slip like I did just there, you've got to be able to have a backup team that's pretty formidable, that's able to clean up that solo Malik or whatever team it is that's left behind. And that can be troublesome, as sometimes you want to use a weaker team, however that weaker team isn't really able to beat Malik. So you've got to be able to save a formidable squad, and it's a bit unfortunate that it happens to be that way, as in total there are about 11 teams you've got to beat in 3v3 without ships, obviously. I'm going to use my Padme squad against this Night Sister team here. However, I decided against using GK, as I may still be able to use him under a Jedi-led squad later on. So pretty straightforward battle here. Whenever zombie isn't taunted, I'm going to keep targeting Mother Talzin. And at one point I actually almost lost Shark T here as well, as I've modded her more for speed rather than anything else, and she's not that tanky. I keep passing that stealth onto Anakin there, as I don't want them attacking Anakin. However, I was so lucky I got that cleanse at that particular point in time, and I'm able to use Anakin's AoE to make quick work of those two Night Sisters. This is another interesting matchup here, guys, as I had saved my Darth Revan in HK. However, this is a really solid Separatist lineup. I'm going to use Insanity there onto Dooku and get them all feared at this point. I'm going to pass Bactoid Shield Generator onto HK. I'm going to throw my Force Lightning. We've got Deathmark on Dooku, which very quickly drops him. This Jango is doing a lot of damage to our team here, guys, and I was hoping to be able to get to Jango at this point. However, that Magna Guard is still taunted, and we're losing a lot of our health on Darth Revan here. Use Insanity on Jango. And I believe that's where I made my mistake, as I probably should have just utilized basics on Jango at that point, as Jango actually dropped Darth Revan there for 60,000 damage. Although this Jango is no pushover, as he is modded insanely. And at Relic 7, this guy is no joke. And he single-handedly took out our 3 Sith Empire squad there, or 2 Sith Empire with Wat Tambor, which is pretty insane considering it's not even a Relic 7 Jango. At this point, I was thinking to myself, it looks like I'm running out of teams and it's gonna be really tough to full clear this battle. I'm going to use my Bastila Shan led Jedi here against this Bounty Hunter team. And that's a pretty tanky Bosk. However, I'm able to utilize Master's Training here, which is pretty awesome. And I'm able to apply buff immunity on Bosk here. So I can very briefly go for the other bounty hunters before he taunts yet again. I'm going to pass Master's Training on to GK here as well. Bosk taunts again. However, we're able to drop Embo before that happened, which is pretty good. I'm going to pass all these buffs onto GK and spread more foresight. We're going to swarm attack Bosk here and drop him. And as we've still got protection up on our Bastila Shan and GK here, we're still able to apply a ton of damage, and we're able to drop Boba there as well. And it looks like he left a Thrawn-led ship squad here with Geonosians on defense. And I still kept my negotiator team on offense, so that's a pretty straightforward matchup. My goal here was to try and quickly get rid of Sun Fac as soon as I possibly can, and maybe apply buff immunity and healing immunity on him as well. So at this point I didn't need any healing yet, so I didn't call for Plo Koon. And I'm just going to use basics here and try and cycle around to get Plo Koon here right after he gets his Hyena Bomber. We've got all these buzz droids going around at the moment. So we definitely want to get Plo Koon out on the field for that cleanse. And at this point, very quickly get rid of Hyena Bomber for a really solid 68 mana count. I still had my resistance heroes as well as my vets. And I still had 3PO here as well. So I decided to throw that against Django. And they did the trick as I was able to clean that team up. However, this Bastila Shan lead with Old Ben and Hoda was really troublesome as they were so tanky and I could barely scrape through that protection up. And I was quickly running out of teams here, guys, so as you can see, I'm gonna try my previous strategy as well and just slowly chip down on their protection and see how I go from there. As you can see, it didn't work out very well for me. However, I am really stubborn and I just wanted to keep trying here, guys. And looking at that, that's still a pretty solid score for 3v3. However, I really wanted to get the full clear. Unfortunately, I ran out of steam there, guys, and just showing you where my opponent slipped was against this Night Sister squad here, which was pretty formidable, and this is our final score. So I'm pretty happy for the win. I hope you like the content here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.